welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato tonight. First working day for new government of President Muhammadu Buhari. President seeks strategic alliance with neighbors Chad and Niger. Mixed reactions to President Buhari's order to relocate military command center to Maiduguri, Borno State. Security experts differ over decision. Petrol tanker explosion in Onitsha, Anambra State kills 69 people, destroys vehicles and buildings. And a graphic mobile phone video reveals Islamic militants torturing a 14-year-old boy.
On Business News tonight, stockbrokers expect new government to address Nigeria's current debt profile.
And on Sports News tonight, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets face Brazil, the United States and South Korea in four-nation invitational tournament ahead of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup.
We begin tonight in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital, where one of the cardinal issues on the president's agenda as he resumes work is apparently that of security. President Muhammadu Buhari's first trip outside the country after inauguration will be to visit the presidents of Chad and Niger Republic on Wednesday, where security matters will be the main issue to be discussed. The visit is not unexpected, considering President Buhari's emphatic declaration to fight the insurgency in his inaugural speech at the swearing-in ceremony held in Abuja. Our correspondent Gloria Umezuki reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari has resumed duty today, but contrary to expectations, he is not at the presidential villa, but here at the Defense House. As a matter of fact, he might be running things here for the next couple of days or weeks, as the case may be. And quite interestingly, he's had a steady flow of visitors from top government officials, members of National Assembly, the former National Security Advisor, and a host of top personalities. Many wonder if he has enough time to begin actual work, as the case may be on his first day of work. At about 3:30 p.m., Professor Yemi Oshibaju also visited. In less than 5 minutes, he was out. Some of the governors also spoke with the media.
There are some gaps that needs to be filled to block some wastages and some leakages. So we're still studying the situation, and hopefully in the next few days we'll have a solution.
A newly appointed Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Shehu Garaba, revealed his itinerary for the week, which includes a 2-day official visit to Chad and Niger Republic. Chad first on Wednesday and Niger Republic on Thursday to see the presidents to further discuss security matters.
Yes, he has Niger and Chad ahead of him, and of course these are the first trips he's taking outside the country, and you obviously, you can see the obvious reason why they chose of these countries.
What are the reasons?
What are the reasons?
Oh, obviously, matters of security. These are things that at least more than any other time before, have brought Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon together, to face the reality.
With security at the top of his agenda, many expected that President Muhammadu Buhari might decide to make the announcement of his security team the first in the series of appointments he's expected to make at the start of his administration. But apparently, that was not so. But two things remain unclear: when the president will release the names of his ministers that he will be working with, and of course, when he will run the state of affairs from the presidential villa. Gloria Umezuki, Channels Television News.
Well, the emptiness is what stared workers in the face at Aso Rock for those who expected President Buhari to resume there today. Cleaning and renovation work is said to be ongoing in the president's office and residence while he operated from the Defense House in Aso Drive in the Federal Capital Territory. Civil servants were seen doing skeletal work while waiting for the political heads who will give them directives in the new dispensation. Our State House correspondent Chukwu Maonekwuse reports.
It's the first day of work in the presidential villa, and as civil servants, we had joined to report to work as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, expecting that President Buhari would have been here as early in his usual nature. But that's not the situation, because if you look at the background, everywhere is empty and calm in the presidential villa. It's about 5 p.m. at the time of this report. The presidential villa is still very calm, awaiting the arrival of the president to resume work. But that didn't happen today. As a matter of fact, the civil servants who operate in this area came very early. Cleanup exercise is still going on, maybe in preparation, awaiting the arrival of the president. But we understand that a lot is going on behind the stage. The president is still at the Defense House, where he is doing most of the preliminary job in this dispensation. A lot of appointments are going on, and very soon you will get the releases, just at the same way you got the release of the SA media. And after that, he will unveil what he has for Nigerians, and then work will resume in earnest. Chukuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the swearing-in ceremonies are over, and it's now time for the newly elected governors to settle down to do some work. Our next report captures the first day of work for some of the governors.
Cross River State in Nigeria's South-South region, Governor Ben Ayade begins his day by way of promises to his people. He pledges to provide 1,000 jobs for unemployed youths during his first 100 days in office as part of short-term achievements.
There is no amount of service that will make meaning if your people go to bed on an empty stomach. So the critical thing, therefore, is to create jobs. And so I've already designed a formula, a strategy by which we can create sustainable jobs that I can, within my first 100 days, I can turn back and reflect and say, I have at least 500 to 1,000 jobs that have been created within my first 100 days in office. And the strategy is clear.
Governor Nasir El-Rufai caught everyone unaware, including journalists. Rather than arriving at 9 a.m. when he was scheduled according to his media aides, he arrived much earlier. Could that be an indication of the days ahead? Residents have various areas they want him to focus on.
Some area which I would like him to look up to is that the issue of this textile. If there's anything he can do to bring back textiles to life, I think it's going to be a plus for him for the rest of his life.
Back to the South-South state of Rivers, Governor Nyesom Wike begins his day by swearing in Justice Daisy Okocha as the Chief Judge of the state, while Justice Christiana Nwankwo comes in as the acting president of the Customary Court of Appeal. Governor Wike has a bone to pick with the Nigerian Bar Association and the Judiciary Service Commission for allowing the judiciary in the state to be grounded without putting up a fight.
Members of the Judicial Service Commission, I'm also disappointed, highly disappointed. There are people that respect my life. But when I see certain things, I begin to wonder. Again, is it the people I give so much respect to? That you will allow an attorney general to become chairman of the JS. Where has it happened? The constitution is clear that if the chief judge and the senior lawyer and members of JS, and you allow this thing to happen, look at the constituency, look at their constituency. How do you feel that their own constituency will be destroyed while you are sitting there?
From the oil-rich state of Delta, it seemed like Governor Kowa will be dealing with monetary issues first. He wants to pay up outstanding salaries before other functions.
Firstly, is for us to help organize government. Our SSG has been appointed. He will be sworn in on Wednesday. We also need to immediately find a way to pay the May salary of workers. And thereafter, we will begin to look very quickly at the quick wins regarding our wealth creation and generation employment for the people of Delta.
Different strokes for different folks. In the southeast region of Abia State, on resumption of office, the Abia State Governor, Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, has flagged off 7 roads at Aba, the commercial hub, as part of his focus that will drive economic vision of the state and open new frontiers for trade and commerce.
We are active on 7 roads today in Aba. Ongoing, all of them. We have done one at Umule. This is the second one, and we are going to see the other 5. All of them will go on simultaneously at the same time in this town.
It is his second term in office, but his first official day at work in the new democratic dispensation. Governor Bukola Amosu makes an unscheduled visit to ministries and offices at the state secretariat located in Abeokuta, the state capital. The rallying call to workers is to put in extra effort to discharge of their functions.
We are going to work more, and I'm challenging you. Don't just say you are staying in your office, so you should be following us. It will be more work because they are starting all our roads now. We are going on the final asphalting of it. Our street lights, they are here now. We are going to now start to put them on all of those roads. Our model school, you know they are there. I've challenged you, they're there, but you know we need to do the ambience, the aesthetic. And the teachers, the people that will be working there, they need to be trained, which is what we are doing now.
Appeals made in some quarters, promises made in others. These governors and all other governors like them across the state will ultimately be held accountable at the end of the day by these pledges, by the people who expect that these promises are kept. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, petrol tanker explosion in Onitsha, Anambra State kills 69 people. President Buhari condoles victims' families. That's in a moment. You join us again.